Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you, as usual, so very much for deciding to come hang out with us. This awesome morning we've been issued. If you'd like to join me in a quick prayer, very sincere, heartfelt prayer. Father, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thine kingdom come, thine will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thou is the power, the kingdom, and the glory forever. What a blessing, people. And again, thank you so very much for deciding to come hang out on this awesome day we've been allotted. And again, thank you so much. In your precious Son's name, Yeshua Mashiach, of the new heaven and earth, we pray, Father. As we extol and lift you up, Father, and thank you and praise you and acknowledge, Father, your hand of healing and understanding as we walk in that wisdom by faith, step by step, Father. Faith without works, Father. Thank you so very much. As we're saved by grace through faith, thank you so very much. Good morning, Kitty. Good morning. Father, as we just lift you up and extol you and praise and glorify you, Father, and exemplify you, we just keep you at the forefront of our minds, Father, right here. The temple can be seen from heaven, this temple. Thank you so very much. As a person thinketh. Because when you let a thought conceive, Father, thank you so very much for keeping us on the straight and narrow, Father. Whoa. Few find it, few are on it. Again, in your precious Son's name, Yeshua Mashiach, of the new heaven and new earth, we praise you, King. Amen. What a blessing, people. What a blessing. Been kind of scrambling today. Got up at 4. Figured I'd try my luck at the flea market this morning, seeing how I've been on my little hiatus. So I got to go get a load, and I figured I'd run a stream. While I did that, let me walk you through. Let's see if this thing's going to act right today. Not a whole lot changes around here. Not a whole lot. Pretty much the same. Couldn't get to that banjo bolt was on there so tight to take that fuel filter off that Toyota that I'm going to need my son's help. Pretty much the same. Oh, honeybee, those seeds never did sprout. I put them in some peat moss discs, and they never did. They germinated, but they never sprouted. Oh, check this out, people. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. I miss not doing these streams. But I will say, when our Heavenly Father said for me to take a break on those live streams, on those live chats, I'm glad I did. Even though I'm not on there constantly, but when I walk by and I'm led to look, I need to look. When I'm led not to, I need not to look. I get caught up. You know, I get caught up real easy sometimes. Especially when I see things that, And he said, son, I got this one. It's not for you. But nothing. Check that out. Look at that. That is seriously on the move. Seriously on the move. My little Silsil, she brought me some of this the other night before last. Left the baby's diaper in the car. Look at that. Green everywhere. Green everywhere. Although I don't feed into this stuff. I don't support nor endorse any of this kind of stuff. It's just little, he always confirms himself through things and ways. He'll use a rock. Of course he's going to use a donkey in a burning bush. Can you imagine that thing just started to speak? speaking to me. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and watch. Oh, I'm gonna show you what I did out here, guys. Let's see, sharpen the blade. I already told you that. Just cutting nice. Went ahead and I decided to burn this after I gave it a little test run on the carving. Once it's dry, this stuff, like I said, it's like straw. You can see where it's cracking already. So once I get a decent burning tool, this one here, I just bought it already burnt out. So I'll cut this off flush, make a nice big round base for it, and then I'll just burn a story. We'll call it we'll do a excursion pole. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it the excursion pole. All right, people. Well, it's 6:21. Like I said, sometimes it says, "Oh yeah, your tweets, your they've gone out," and then I get them later saying that your tweet didn't go through. So we just keep plugging away. All you need is one, just one. That's all you need. Oh, and that Lady and the Tramp. Oh gosh. Ding dong. Oh, and Mr. L. Absolutely. No. Your vote doesn't count. No, hasn't for a long, long time. Of course, if you want to run down to the pools, go ahead. You can run down there all you want. Tell them everything you're thinking. That's fine. Ain't gonna make a difference at all. Go ahead and check out one of his rallies. Just go run down and then you report to us and tell us what you see. You let us know what you see, because you aren't. You're hearing what people think they're seeing, but they're not seeing that. And as far as clones, I don't know about all that. I don't think they have the capability of doing that. Well, think about this. Unless a clone, this is just my thoughts. Unless a clone has an ability to accelerate its growth rate in an expedient amount of time, just supernaturally. Think about it. We had M&M clones. You see how I used 2 M's in that, didn't I? 2 M's? Was that 2 M's? I used 2 M's. Of course, I know there was only one, but there was 2 M's in that M&M. Now imagine if imagine if he was a clone. Okay, just imagine that. He would have had to have been that. Pardon me, I'm disgusted. He would have had to have been nip and tucked, set it, forget it. He would have had to have been germinated, planted, figured, planned, because year for year, and then you'd have to have a clone that would be pretty much the same age. So I think there might be something to that, but there's something else going on. Something else. I don't think they're actually flesh and blood like we're. Something else is happening. And I haven't quite got it yet, but I don't want to reach too far too fast, because then I end up tripping and falling. When I start breeding into stuff, I'm usually always wrong. That was one of the main reasons the Lord said, "I'm going to use you, son," because you try to, you run from trying to get, an understanding of someone else's stuff, because it just always turned out, y'all, no good deed ever goes unpunished type thing, and it's not one of them poor me things that just seem, no matter how I sliced it, I always wanted to help someone out. I couldn't even help myself, and it turned out to, because there's always those artillery, those motives. Spit it out, Roy, it's not yours. I thought I was on my way back to work the other day, and then they sent me home. He goes, "Well, you're going to have to go home." He goes, "I don't care, Roy. Honestly, I don't care. But I will say that I can tell you're kind of beat down, bum rushed." I didn't want to go home. I had just ruined my whole streak. Man, I'd almost made my 30 days, guys. 30 days I was going to get my shirt. Even if it was just 30 days, even if it was just the 30th day, even if it was just on that day, Then I can say, man, I made it to 30 days. I got my shirt. Ah, boy. Synergy Building Group. And what a group it is. Oh, group. It's a group. Fine young men. Fine young men. Not to be confused with fine young cannibals, you know. Lady in the Trump. Ding dong. It's dead, dead, dead. Told you that. Must die. But Big Jim, I thought that was the Queen Loon. Oh, that also. I think that already happened. That's why I said when you go to his rallies, you let us know, Mr. L. You let us know after you vote what you see. You let us know. We'll run right out. You vote. Let them, everybody know what you're thinking. Because it can't get up here. Oh, it wants to be up in that pressure. Right here in the temple could be seen from heaven. The ark. The temple. Right there. We are the temple of something. Something. Alright, well, I gotta get going. I'm just rambling. And, gotta get to the flea market. Love you guys. I'll take a few pictures of that. Couldn't get that fuel filter off. Bummed out about that. But see, her and I, we compromise. See, I like to compromise. If we can't see eye to eye on everything, maybe we can compromise on some stuff, you know? So I was able to get this. Here it is. He said, oh, it'll never happen. You'll never get your mother to sit there and trim that stuff. I said, man, I had a vision. She's going to be sitting right there in her nightgown, in her little ponytails and a little silk in the morning, you know. Sitting there with some scissors, just trimming it right there. He said, you'll never have that up there. And there it is right there. I would have never thought. Didn't even have to manipulate, lie, cheat, or steal. Just be plumb, honest, and true. And there it is right there. There it is. Right there. Of course, I burnt this out. Trying to, I'm going to fire it right up. I'm going to cut it right here. I'm going to cut this right here. Right there. And then I'll cut it. Which connections I gotta cut. I'll cut it here. Boy, this is a heavy son gun right here. I'm telling you, I had to use these bad boys. My son made me those. That nice? Those are some bad little suckers there. Put them in there. Get over here. I better be quiet. The neighbors are. Look, he heard me. Did you hear him? He responded. We rattle and it responds. He's like, look at me. Every time I fill it up, so I'm done. He's done eating me out of house and home. And I haven't got enough fly fishermen down there to rally around the troops enough to, you know, get enough together in the kitty to make it worthwhile. Because she was saying the other day, no, I'm going to shoot them damn things. And I said, well, hey, like I said, if I get enough people where we can, you know, justify all those feathers being used and, you know, we find out that they taste pretty good. Hey, let's make sure they won't, you know, we'll just keep them at a manageable rate. We'll look at it as conservation. Well, she started laughing. She's like, you're nuts, Roy. I said, well, you know, I'm certified. Certified. They used to pay me for that. I knew it. Damn it, I knew. That's where I seen you, Roy. That's where I seen you at. You was up on the 11th floor. All right, I got to get going, guys. I love you. I'm going to run another one right when I get back from loading this truck up. Our Heavenly Father willing. It's been a while. I miss you guys. I've been sick. Woo-wee. Spiritual attack, but for a couple weeks. But the last few days, man, I was for 2 days, man, I rolled around. Oh, it's writhing. It was writhing. But I have to say, man, I have to give what's left of it, the shh part of it, its props on this one, boy. They really pulled out the stops when they stuck it to her. It got stuck to me. That's how they do it. You see? You know? An eye for an eye. A tooth for a tooth. If it causes you to sin, you got to yank it right on out. So they got rid of it. The Victoria. Remember we mentioned that years ago. Oh, every day is like this. Every single day. Everything we mentioned is all just, it's all relevant. It's plumb true. It's all just, it's, symphonic. It's like a song. Like I said, it's a smell. All our senses are all starting to kind of blend, kind of weave together. And I'll go back and watch all them videos. But I was sick. When I'm not sharing stuff, that's because, man, I'm not sharing anything. What I'm doing is I'm trying to give me some rest. Oh, look at all this. Look at this. And they want to throw this stuff away. Do you know how expensive these blades are? So when I see all this stuff on the ground, right? Look at that. Look at all the teeth that are left on this. Do you know what these blades cost, people? Look at that. This stuff is not garbage. Of course, I asked permission. He goes, dude, if it's in the garbage, you can have it. I said, well, I've been through that before. I've gotten in trouble for getting in the garbage before. I went to jail for breaking into the garbage. Really? Well, where was it located at? In jail. RJC in Pierce County. Was getting the Cactus Annie chips and selling. Are you fucking serious? Yeah, the commissary. You're kidding me. Who were you selling them to? Cops out there in the parking lot before they go into their, they could either pay 80 cents for a bag of chips or you can get 4 for $1 for me. And if you hurry and come quickly and act now. Oh, and words from our sponsors. Mr. L, that's funny. Oh yeah, just run right out and vote. If you just vote it right on up. Vote it right on up. And when you go to one of his rallies, you tell me what you think you're seeing. You come back and you report to us, all right? All right, I love you guys very much. I got to get my butt moving. I'm going to try to run another stream. And thank God, boy, man, a little sleep goes a long way. Man, I love you guys so much. Slowly but surely, I'm not trying to push anything, but things are happening. Things are happening. Oh, boy, I'll tell you what. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. No weapons. None. Yep. So, yeah, as far as clones, like I said, that whole M&M, I put 2 M's. And that's weird because I was thinking M&M. I'm like, M&M? It melts in your mouth, not in your hand. What kind of stuff is that? And the Lord said, oh, tomorrow. It'll come tomorrow. And sure enough, it did. M&M. When somebody said, I heard somebody say clone. And see, I've heard that before. But in order for a clone to be accurate and present itself to be the real thing and not a counterfeit, wouldn't it have to, unless it can accept you, the enemy can accelerate their growth, their appearance, and all their, that's some technical stuff to have all their vitals and stuff. That doesn't, just something doesn't make sense there. Something's going on, but I don't think they're flesh and blood like that. I think a lot of what you're seeing is holograms and some kind of animatronic or something. But as far as that tramp stamp, yeah, you're not. Don't be hanging your hat on him. And I know. You say, well, God, what else do you want? I mean, I'll take him over anything. Well, of course, that's part of the scheme. But they didn't expect this, see? Because I was like, what's going on, man? What do you mean? I was all for him. You wanted me to pull for him. You wanted me to drag his ass as we're draining the swamp. Of course, I had to go real deep to get that thread. Talk about a string theory and pull that, and there's a lot of sludge you got to wade through. And I had to go in front of a lot of very unhappy people that didn't really care too much for me or the Lord in whom I was serving, who is Yeshua Mashiach, Christ the Messiah, the new heaven and earth, by the way. Just moving right through us. Right through us. Right through us. You're right, John, Mr. Pounders. You're absolutely on the money. Absolutely on it. I know I'm burning my morning up, but this is what happens because I love you people. I love you more than money. See, it's the love of money. This is the root of all evil. It's not money itself. It's the love. Have no love before me. See, when you wake up, I just stop, drop, and roll. Oh, man. The best part of waking up is Yeshua in your heart. Oh, singing songs of joy, joy, joy down in my heart. I love it. Okay, so tramp stamp, M&M. There was 2 M's in that. I didn't think it had 2 M's. I'm like, wait a minute, man. There's 2 M's. Now all you need is just an L right in between those 2 M's. You go, oh, how dare you? I did that. It was 2 M's, and I was like, what did you do? This was years ago. Things from years ago are starting to come into play today. They're systematically synchronizing this symphony, this harmonious resonancy. Sound, these songs, he creates us with these, Oh, a saint, and he doesn't know the first thing about really making real music out of love, out of your heart. It's a heart matter, Got 1/3. Now those 1/3 are being used right now to illustrate what it is that you do not want to be a part of, or definitely any man. It's a human number. See, he created us on the 6th day. It's coming through, just like the Lord's coming through us. It moves through people. That's the only way. It's a spiritual battle on a fleshly front. But we are created in his image, his character, and his statutes, his creeds, his light, his love, his law. Until sin was found in us, of course it was fear. It's just fear. And that's cast out as we, as a person think and speak and believe, and so they are. Is, was, will forever be, always are. Right, Billy? Are. Right there. Right there. Sweetheart. Always praying. Always praying. Oh, I get over stuff really. I can get angry. I just get right on over it because, welcome to humanity. The beautiful thing is seeing all the growth. And it's the least likely. It's the least likely. He uses the least likely to confound, to shame the wise. He uses the foolish. So he gets the honor, glory, always that glory and praise, always. See, he'll use those. He always used those. Rode in on a donkey. Casey, ride in on a donkey. That's a donkey and a horse. It makes a jackass, right? Isn't it? A jackass? Or it's a mule. It's a mule. That's right. And I think a mule can't reproduce. I think that's what it is. And I think that's what happened with the fallen, the Nephilim. That's what's up over here. I don't know how that one got from there to my hunting spot down the road. But I know it was the same one because I could tell by the knock. I didn't see it, but I knew it was behind that tree. Right when I stepped down off that bridge, I knew. And it let me know. Whack, whack, whack. It let me know it was there. And not really to scare me. I didn't feel like it was trying to scare me. I felt like it was just letting me know, hey man, I'm here. I'm right here. And of course, when they're there, I don't see any deer. Oh, look, there's a hen. They got a bunch of babies. They should be. They're living over there too. I seen them walk over there. Those are the baby, the little, a couple hens and the little males. There's a few more hens. They have a bunch of young. Anyway, well, I probably burn up my whole morning. I might not get a spot down there at the flea market. Might be selling on the side of the road. See the lonely man there on the corner. See old Roy, he's there on the corner because he ran his damn mouth. And 7 o'clock came and went, and then everybody, well, I'll probably still just drive down. You never know. They might be able to squeeze me in somewhere. Who knows? You guys are worth it. You guys are worth it. Our Heavenly Father's worth it, because it's about winning souls. Winning souls. You see, trust is earned. It's the respect that's God given. We respect everybody, even when it seems like, and I know I get sideways sometimes, but boy, when you've been bitten by that snake sideways, like, it just tries to brainwash you, so you start to become its sideways, just psychosis, lunatisticular shit. Just it's whacked out, it's got no one to blame for its unhappiness. You got no one to blame for your unhappiness. No, baby, you got yourself in your own mess. It's a neighbor. Open your heart and your mind. Is it really fair? Yeah, just like Lunatic Fringe. They're just so absolutely, because they know nothing. And when you know nothing and you live in constant fear like that, that's what it wants you to live in. That is so debilitating. There's no way for love to flow that way. There's no connection. There's no love. There's no electricity, no light, no life. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. And that's what it wants to keep you. It's right there in that same fear. Because it doesn't know that it doesn't know the day or hour. It just knows the season is right up on it. It's running. It's beautiful too. Oh man, it's beautiful. Especially when you get a little glimpse and you see and you know, and it gives you encouragement, you know, it fuels you, you know, that faith. It fills you, it consumes you, it fulfills. He comes to fulfill. He said, I didn't come to do away with anything. That's your guys' stuff, all you little Jewish laws and your little tradition. That's all. I come to fulfill, right through you. If you've broken one, you've broken them all. I didn't make Sabbath for man. I didn't make a man for Sabbath. I made Sabbath for man. We were created on the sixth day, and that's when I heard it's a human. And I'm like, yeah, we were created on the sixth day. He goes, bingo. You were created on the sixth day. And I rested on the seventh, and I hallowed it, and I set it apart. Try that. Just see how that works for you. And I did. Oh, man. He goes, you like that, huh? I go, that had to have been a coincidence. You know, and then I went, first thing I did when I got up in the morning is I started drinking water. It's when I didn't drink the water, I noticed there's something different. I felt sluggish, you know, I was on. You know, she said, if you just pay attention to your work, Donnie, instead of the time, that before you know it, the period will be over and you'll be on your way. And I was like, God, that had to have been a fluke. No, she was right. Oh, they might be the weaker vessel, beloved, but they're definitely not the dumber person. Oh, boy. And the man, don't let him use you, beloved. Don't let him use you. Because they're most of them, they don't. They don't even have, if they don't have the backbone to give birth, and I'm not saying that that's, you know, end all be all, then they have no business trying to tell you and run your guys' lives. I'm not talking about abortion or anything like that. I'm talking about, you know, there's an order of things. And once things are out of order, they're broken. So be careful. Be cautious. All right, I'm going to shut this down, go grab a load, and I kind of unpacked it. I feel like I kind of unpacked a little load already. There's my buddy right there, old Corey. Every morning he waves. He's a nice guy. That's my cousin's name, Corey. Oh, Willie. And Willie and Lily here. Then there's Corey, Canope, Willie, Bill, you know, Gimpy. Everything. I mean, we could just do a whole book on miracles, but you know, we've got eternity, but there's only so much time to win souls before, you know. Oh, you'll hear that dinner bell ring. I can already hear the trumpets blowing. Already. Oh, yeah, you're not seeing it. It's not even... I don't even want to refer to Lady and the Tramp. All you can eat apostasy. All you can eat apostasy. Sunday. It's all by design. He sat there and... I got it. I'll have them all just rolling shit balls. That's exactly what I'll do. And so people want to be a baller. They got all these different avenues and genres and mediums in which they can, you know, be cautious, he said. My people die for lack of knowledge. And search a matter out. See, that's the thing. I didn't want to search any matter out. It was just too much work. It was too much work. But you see, it was the pain and suffering that caused that was troubling me. And so when, you know, you go back to the point of origin and you find out where there's smoke, there's fire. You know, where there's fire, there's purification. It's a new day. All right, guys. Yes. Now, he's one of the only COs that I did not sell chips to. All right, guys. He was one of the coolest officers. The guy was just absolutely so innocent, fresh out of the military. All right, guys. And we looked out for him. We actually looked out for him because my dad actually, my biological father, may he rest in peace. Because those that are dead in Christ will rise first. See, the spirit returns back to our heavenly Father. Now, what if you have an evil spirit, Mr. Carrico? Where does that go? Well, there you go, right there. That's why there's got to be a new heaven and a new earth. When I read that, I was like, what? A new heaven and a new earth? He's like, that's right. There's going to be a cleaning, top to bottom, left to right. A deep cleaning, scrubbing bubbles. But we're going to do it with a little bit of heat. Talk about mercury. Woo, Freddie Fender. We're going to get up under there and clean all them wheel wells out and all that mud and shit that got kicked up out of that. We had to go in and drain that swamp. Oh, and what a swamp. Oh, gosh. You know what lives in them swamps? Cottonmouths and those, ooh. They're fat, nasty, big old black old Big Mike. Now, hey, let's not go south. Let's not go too far south on that. Let that little white boy in here. Oh, if you guys only knew. Shit, I told you I used to only eat candy if it was in a... Well, when you're raised, a certain way, you just, that's it. These black rapper bandits, are just, Oh, yeah, it was trying to destroy me. Oh, it was trying to destroy me. Boy, the whole time there was just enough light in there. The people could see it. They seen something that I didn't even see. Thank God for that. Thank the good Lord. Because it was relentless. All right, I got to let you guys go. All right, guys. I got to let you go. Just for a second, I got to go get a load. And I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. I see it's running. I love you guys. And, ooh. Sounds like Big Bear's getting up. So hopefully I didn't wake him. Oh, he's not doing so well. That old jab. Most everybody and all the blood, just all this stuff. Most people that did get the jab are the ones that weren't placebos are having, like I said, if you wear that's why you don't put, a new patch on an old garment. Or is it a new patch on, that's right, one of them is going to shrink away and pull away from the other. That weaving, that stitching will get, Once you wear something down, especially our beautiful bodies in a certain area, kind of like a cavity, it'll just, it's kind of like a weakest link type thing. Or wonderfully made we are, but you can only take so much, and they're just relentlessly just pummeling us, paranoid with kinds of toxins and stuff like that. But boy, relentless we are. New bodies, what a blessing. All right, I'm gonna let you go because I'll just sit here and just ramble, but I am feeling much better. Thank you so very much for your guys' prayers, and yeah, this is most sleep. Last couple of days I've gotten, man, probably a week. I didn't think a stomach ache could get so bad. Honestly, I didn't. The last time I felt that is when I was, I was struggling and battling a bout with that cancer down there. Ooh, down in California. Ooh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm serious. I'd have to sometimes I would. If it wasn't for Victoria, house no secret, oh Victoria. She's like, no, Roy, no one in the whole motel. She was an ex-meth addict, and she could see it a mile away. And I could sit in that shower for hours, and I'd sleep on the floor. I just would sleep with that water pounding down on me. It's the only way I could get sleep, and I'd get out of the shower and try to lay in the bed, and my stomach would just, it was the same kind of pain. Oh, pain. It was, woo. All right, well, I love you guys. I will see you. I'm going to try to run one from, I might just turn around and come back because there's going to be no spot. They're at my little rendezvous. But I'll just come back and just do something around here. Maybe run a feed from the computer if it's gonna act nice. And tomorrow, back to work tomorrow. So, all right. Well, you guys just made me feel so comfortable. I'm serious. I could just almost just kick off my shoes and just kick back and just kind of. I'm almost thinking about just doing that. Just saying, forget it. You know, but I really do kind of need the money. You know, being that it's the first day of the week and all. You know, thought maybe I'd get a jump on the day. Praying first thing this morning, praying for all y'all, everybody. Oh, and that green shirt, that little. Oh, Hannah, you're so gorgeous. But more than just that, you're just a fun person, smart, talented. All you guys are. But I'm talking about you right now. See, that's the thing about humanity. You get caught up and like you feel like you gotta, you need approval from. He said, "Who is my mother? Who is my brother? It's those that do the will of my Father." And here's what sustains the holy ones. He said, "And the dragon became enraged with the rest of her offspring." He says, "You won't know the day or hour, but you'll know the season. The rest of her offspring, those that keep the commandments and their testimony." Their testimony is their faith. You see, we're saved by grace through faith. That's how we're saved. We're saved by grace through faith. That's how we're saved. He says, "I come to fulfill," but they don't. And oh yeah, it's been manipulated. It's been, don't think. Welcome to humanity. If sin has ensued and caused all this discomfort, you don't think that this isn't true right here? You don't think right here that this doesn't have any solidarity? Right here. It says right here. It says if. Right here in Revelations, it says if. Human plus sin equals iffy. If anyone adds, if anyone takes away. Why do you suppose that those both? He always confirms twice. Always. At least he does with me. More than twice, but always twice. Bam, bam. Different scenarios, mediums, in different ways. But always twice. If. So why would that if be there? Well, people are iffy. Very iffy. Like Fifi, real iffy. And they get to pounding right out of it, and it gets real weird. People get real weird, especially when it comes to And we've got all kinds of different translations and understandings. And if you're not in the spirit, you're inside. You're one of two. You're a conduit, vehicle, vessel, instrument of something. If you're not in the spirit of. So. And that's the thing. And then reaching. Man, I would reach, wanting to change, didn't know how in jail. And Lewis, he taught me to be patient, that it'll come to me. I won't even have to. I just do my thing. I just walk according to our Heavenly Father's will, which is in places and in ways I never thought I would ever, find myself being or communicating with people that I would ever brush elbows with. Ever. It's the least likely. And it's always the least likely. It was that one. At work even. It was that one. And it's that one that I needed. I needed that one so that I could rest. You see? To restore. To rest. Restoration. To fulfill is to restore. That's the way I look at it. When you fulfill something, you restore it, see? See, if a glass was half full, this is how I perceive this. In jail, matter of fact, when I was reaching, and Lewis said, I've been waiting for you. If a glass is half full, if he said, I come to fulfill, if the glass is half full and you go to fulfill something, it doesn't negate that the content that was occupying that vessel to begin with. So it doesn't, it fulfills it. So it's almost, it doesn't change it, it adds. There's like this addition. It's kind of like on your shirt, Hannah, that beautiful course, I haven't been drinking a whole lot of coffee lately. I've been trying to stay off that. This is what I've been drinking. I know I burn up my whole morning, but I love you guys. I told him he needs to start putting these damn things away. I'm not going to work. I'm going to work, work, work. Soak that. It gets rancid. You got to put them in bleach once in a while. This right here. Been doing this. Last couple days she got this from me. I thought they were going to discontinue this stuff. But, yeah, I had to actually go to a certain Costco I had to call a couple of them to find out. They go, oh yeah, we discontinued that, but I think there's a half a pallet at such and such store. So I went and I got it. Apparently they either have some left of that same pallet, which has been, God, it's been 6 months now, or they just figured that, man, we are actually selling this stuff. Because I asked the manager if they would, I said, look, I'll buy this stuff. If you guys carry it, I'll buy it. Although I did like the fact that being on clearance, it was way cheaper. It was like $10 to $15 cheaper than when I first started buying it. Anyway, so I'm just rambling away. But yeah, Mr. L, you just run right on down there. You hop on that bike. Make sure it's the one that has a seat, though. All right? When you run down there, you and old Doohickey, you can run on right on down to that little toy drive, and you can just trumpet right on up. But I want you to go and you let us know what you see from one of his little, oh boy, rally. We used to call it rally when we were playing ping pong. We would call it, okay, let's rally. And after 3 times, after we go back and forth over that net 3 times, then whack, I would just smack the shit right out of it and make sure it got a nice, good, or I'd give it one of these, one of these or one of those. Backhands or something real where you could just hear it. You could just hear it like, ooh, man, I think you might have cracked that ball. A little old Humpty Dumpty little egg just falls right off the... I got that. She's letting me use that too. Isn't that awesome? So thank you very much, Nikki. And then I'm going to go buy me a base for this. That guy that has all that cedar, you have all this stuff, I'm going to charge you, though. I wouldn't expect anything, I wouldn't expect you not to. I mean, he's got to pay for it. But, yeah, those peacocks have been roosting in the trees over there. They're not up here anymore. Oh, and the thing about the peacock, there was a couple other things. Speaking of peacock, I wrote this down last night because you know how peacocks supposedly they get the rights to mate with the hens, from what I've gathered through their plumage, through their how they present themselves to their female. But something I noticed, and me and Jeff were talking about yesterday, and we were discussing, is that the one that got whacked with a rock rake, that got all his tails hacked off, and that's what it was. I seen it. I seen it. I was like, ooh, that's some cruel stuff. Well, he was the cock of the walk. So when it was mating season, just a month and a half ago, I think they had just stopped a month or so ago or a couple months ago maybe, because the chicks are just starting to hatch. And some are starting to surface, so they're, just kind of having them, weeks apart in, different waves, because there's so many of them. But my point is that the one that got whacked with the rake, if the females only mate with him because he's got the biggest, baddest plumage, and he was the one that got whacked up. Of all the 3 full-grown males, and we have a bunch of young bucks, not hens, but males that don't have their full plumage on their tails, just the 3 males and 2 that are in full plumage, and the one that you could tell he's the shiznizzle, right? Pardon my French. But he's the one that stopped my truck, and he pecks on Jeffy's vehicle. Well, he's the one that got whacked. So whoever whacked him, which I'm pretty certain I know who it was, oh, it's fear. Just fear. It looks like hate, you know. It looks like, just being ugly and mean, but it's fear. He was the one that was mating with the females. He was still doing his little dance out there with his broken little tails, and he was the one mating with those females. So, and he had his stuff all whacked up before the mating season started. So what's up with that? So there that is right there. He still got his feathers ruffled. He's still made out like a little old bandit. Oh, Smokey and the Bandit. He got himself a little old. She said, "Oh God, they love me. They really love me." But oh yeah, old Texarkana. All right, Fruit Loop for you people. Plum Crazy Purple. We're just taking plums and we're gonna make it. I like prunes anyway. I always have. They called me the Pruno King. Pruno King. Oh, I thought that was something else. Oh, they were pumping my little old pride and ego up. Steen, man, you got a badge going? I can I can smell it. Oh, the staff are like, we're gonna find it, Steen. I know it's around here somewhere. They're passing that damn fire extinguisher every day. I'm watching the gauge go up, and I'm like, oh God, I gotta burp it. I gotta have to burp this pretty soon, man. And that's when they smell it. They, all right, Steen, we know it's around here somewhere. They'd be taking the fixture, man. They had that whole cottage, wherever, they'd have the whole thing tore apart, man. And I'm just, oh, you think that's funny, do you? Yeah, a little bit. I really did. Hey, when he said you're trouble, and he said you're trouble. Oh, there's Ron. There's little old Ron. Hey, Ron, little old Ron. Look, I'm gonna share him with you because he's the coolest dude, man. Oh, Ron, look, oh, Ron. He's cool, Ron. He's been here. He's one of the longest residents. He's been here, man. He's part of the damn fixture. All right, guys. Just have it out there running. I gotta get going. I love you guys. I'm gonna run a feed. I probably won't go. We'll see. I'll run down there. I might run a feed in the truck and just spend some time with you all today. All right, I love you very, very much, and thank you for your prayers. And believe me, there is mighty mountain-moving power in faith-driven prayer. You just got to believe, and you'll see it. And every single day you pray, I guarantee the Lord's going to show you something new. He's going to show you something new. He's going to fortify your faith. Watch. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you real soon. Yeah, we're going to see each other sooner or later anyway. Hair's starting to get gray, dude. I'm getting old. Don't let your meatloaf, people. If you're led to do some, and one of these times maybe you'll just say hello. Or is it that you just want to call and just hang up to let me know that, you know what, I could have called you a long time ago. Hey, either way, it's all right. I'll get over it. Look in my eyes. I mean, really. Look, it can't get any worse. Trust me, if nothing else, trust me when I say this. And I don't say, hardly ever say trust me. But look, if God can get someone like me through this, he'll get you through this. We'll get through this together. We're in this together, brother, sister. Right, Mr. L? Now you run right on down there. Go hop on that bike, and you run. You pedal right on down there. Oh, you people are going to... There's a lot of green in between. I told you there's a lot of green in between, and now all of a sudden, woo-wee. Oh, God, he's the great white hope. You guys are still caught up in that? No, Mr. L. I know, Mr. L. Oh, you're slick. You're good, Mr. L. Oh, I love you. We don't have to meet eye to eye on it. See, when I like something, I love everything. But if I like something, I don't have to agree with every single thing you say to let you know that I'm not a hater like that. I like people that absolutely can't stand me. You know why? Because most of them don't understand who I am. And for, good reason. Damn good reason. I told you I was certified. My ex the other day said, Donnie Steen. She said, you heckled everybody about this COVID, and now look, you're sick. Now, you're probably going to come up positive with this. And I said, Tawana, there is no COVID. There never was any COVID. I said, people are just getting sick because their immune systems are being broke down. That's the memo I got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay here with you. Oh, I wouldn't do that. I'm positive. I said, how many times have you been positive? And then the baby, so I'm going to stay over there. We're going to, oh, good morning, Papa. Did you see that? We're going to stay right up on it. Two, I've had 2 tests. Now, the first one had a little blue thing, and I was like, oh, Lord, because I was going to refuse the second one. The first one I had to. It was basically a work thing, you know. Well, I didn't have to, but the second one was, and Lord said, just go ahead. It's all right. I got you on this one. Just don't get jabbed up. Well, I was never going to. And that was just 20 minutes after that lady flipped out in the tent that was now out in the parking lot. 2.5 years after this scam had been first launched. So I had 2 tests, been around 2 people supposedly that are infected with COVID, and all kissing, smooching all up on one of them, not the other one. Loving them more than probably they love themselves, you know. Almost certainly. But we're getting there. We're getting there. You know, he gives the increase. We just, you know, we till the soil, we plant the seed, water, but he gives the increase. And thank the good Lord, it's between God and you. Woo! Thank God. That's a lot of burden off our hands. You see, that's a lot of. But now, as far as the fallen, ooh, they're ours. We're going to judge all of them. You know that, right? You do know that. All the little Gumps and all those little Melanias and all them. We're judging all those people, all your little Stones and all your people that you, even Lisa, oh, sweetie, do you see how once you found out, ding dong, that the witch was dead, you snapped. It's psychosis, Casey. You're right. It's fear. People are so scared because most of them know they missed the rapture bus. That bus it's as illegal as a sick bird. And that's your little Gump right there. That thing, that's molting. That whole thing is an embarrassment right there. You might just get rid of that one right there. That goose is cooked, okay? That golden goose, that's why she got out of there. Oh, our little, oh, BB. Oh, bee. Busy as a bee. Huckabee. Miss Sanders. Is the sand. They always want to turn that out. They always want to turn that egg timer over. They can't. See, they don't know. Now their head is, and it's just shh. Because we're victorious, see? And it has no secrets. See, there is no secrets. The more that return is imminent through us, we call. Oh, yeah, it's the voice that cries out in the wilderness, and you can hear it, and you'll hear. Oh, you'll hear it in the wilderness. It all started right there. All started right there. All right, well, so much for going to the flea market today. All right, guys. Look, there's old number 7. Old number 7. All right, I love you guys. A lot of good those tables are going to do. Well, I tried to get that thing out there. I tried and tried. That's a bear. If I could have got that banjo bolt off, I would have. I'd have got that fuel filter. I couldn't get the line off. I couldn't get the fuel line. The fuel line is almost like a brake line in this vehicle, and I really need a box or a line wrench, so I don't strip out my. But it won't come out. It's almost like it's cross-threaded, but it's not. It won't back out. It'll back out a quarter of the way, just to where the fuel is just starting to leak out, and then it binds up. So I go back and forth thinking maybe there's debris in it, you know, kind of work it back and forth until it finally works its way. But I'm afraid to wrench on it. I got to get to work. And so I'm not gonna, you know, break it until I know that I have a piece already ordered, unless in case that because that potentially could happen. So I'm gonna make sure, you know, things like that I do plan. Things like that I do try to, you know, have a little, you know, enough understanding to plan little things like that. You know, if I know I'm gonna break that, I'm gonna go ahead and have them order that piece. I'll take a picture of it. I'll go show my buddy down there at O'Reilly's. And then on Friday I'll get to it, because then I'll know that if I do, you know, and it might just might just come right out. But I wasn't gonna. You know, when you start putting the kibosh on it, and it's your only little ride, you know, and they're already splitting vehicles. And now Donnie, he's gonna have to. My son, he's gonna have to pull a bunch of pieces off this old motor because the block in this crate motor from Japan, the Nissan that they just bought, the block's a little bit longer, so we're gonna have to take just a bunch of different stuff that he didn't anticipate. So my point is, I can't be borrowing any of their vehicles. Is I guess my point. So in that case, that I do kind of try to plan a little bit, and then just put it in God's hands. And if something happens, well, then it wasn't meant to be. I try not to get too bent out of shape, because man, I used to get so. You know, I've just never, like I said, I just didn't expect anything good to come my way. And when I seen good things start to come my way, I would sabotage them. I didn't realize I did it. I was a master at it. I was absolutely, it brainwashed me to where I was a master at it. And I kept myself in relationships that were absolutely unhealthy. Completely unhealthy. Now I can spend so much time by myself. She said, Desi, you were never alone. I was always there. I sent you a helper. You're never alone. Do you think I'm going to allow my whole body to be completely just cut off? Mm-mm. Nope. Okay, I love you people so very much. Oh, I know. I was just about. What you guys doing? What you doing here? What you doing? Hey, you know what that reminds me of? Chicago. No, that was Mask. That was that one with the bat, right? The Chicago draining the swamp. Chicago. No, that was the one. Mask. That one, the one where he was. Oh no, the Chicago one was where he was being he was being given birth by a rhino, I think it was. Yeah. Oh, Ronnie boy's got some company. I'm being nosy. And they're buying it. When I seen him on that talk show, I was like, You know, there's just certain things, you know. People say certain things and then they just kind of stick. It's just almost like a thorn. All right, I got to go. I love you people very much. I will see you soon. If not within an hour or so, like within 24 hours. I love you people very much. Stay prayed up, and thank you so very much. You guys are awesome just the way you are.